Welcome to World History TV. We're set to embark on an incredible journey through time. From ancient civilizations to modern-day events, we explore stories that have shaped our world. Our rich tapestry of human experience offers countless lessons and fascinating insights. Whether you're a history buff or simply curious about the past, you've come to the right place. Grab your passport to the past. We're delving into defining moments of our history. Together, we'll uncover the events and personalities that made today possible. Join us as we discover the moments that define us on World History TV. Episode 5: The Life of Convicts in Australia's Early Colony. Welcome back to our history series. Today, we delve into the lives of convicts in Australia's early days. Sent across the globe to an unfamiliar land, these men and women faced a complex mix of hardship, resilience, and adaptation as they helped lay the foundations of modern Australia. Segment 1: The Convict's Journey. Between 1788 and 1868, over 160,000 convicts were transported to Australia from Britain and Ireland. Most of these individuals were sentenced for minor offenses, such as theft or vagrancy, due to strict and often extreme laws in Britain at the time. Though they weren't hardened criminals, they were condemned to a life far from home. The journey was itself a harrowing experience. Convicts were packed into overcrowded ships with little ventilation, sanitation, or room to move. Sickness spread easily, and many convicts didn't survive the months-long voyage. Those who did arrive were often malnourished, weak, and disoriented by the abrupt change in climate. Convicts were separated according to skill upon arrival. Those with trades, blacksmiths, carpenters, and masons, were quickly assigned to important projects. Unskilled convicts, however, faced long days of grueling manual labor, a stark contrast to the confined quarters of their journey. Segment 2: Life and Hardship in the Colony. Convict life in the colony was challenging, marked by physical hardship and psychological stress. Most convicts were housed in basic wooden huts or cramped barracks with little privacy, sanitation, or comfort. While conditions varied, the rations provided were generally poor and consisted mainly of salted meat, flour, and tea. Fresh food was scarce, and malnutrition was common. In some cases, convicts were allowed to hunt or forage, but this wasn't widespread practice. Daily life was organized around strict schedules of work, often involving backbreaking labor in chain gangs under the watch of overseers. Convicts worked on public infrastructure, building roads, bridges, and government buildings, sometimes even working on Sundays. The punishment system was harsh and swift. Flogging, solitary confinement, and even public executions were employed to maintain order. For the most difficult or disobedient convicts, assignment to penal settlements like Norfolk Island or Port Arthur meant even harsher conditions. These places were notorious for their severe punishment systems, isolation, and deprivation, with the goal of breaking the spirit of those who resisted authority. These settlements became infamous for the extreme punishments and hard labor inflicted on prisoners. Segment 3: Hope, Freedom, and Opportunities. Despite the hardship, Australia represented a new beginning for many convicts, particularly those sentenced for minor crimes. The ticket of leave system allowed convicts with good behavior to work and live outside the strict confines of prison, a significant step toward freedom. Ticket of leave holders could find employment, marry, and even own property, although they were still under surveillance. A lucky few were granted pardons or land, allowing them to transition from convicts to free settlers. Former convicts who worked hard and adapted to their new environment were instrumental in building the colony. Many went on to establish farms, businesses, and families, playing a central role in developing early Australia's economy. The colonial administration encouraged these emancipated convicts to settle the land, believing their success would stabilize the growing community. These ex-convicts began to weave themselves into colonial society, slowly changing public perception and laying the groundwork for Australia's independent and resilient identity. Segment 4, The Convict Legacy. The convict era left a lasting legacy on Australia, shaping its infrastructure, culture, and national character. Convict labor built many of the roads, bridges, and public structures that would form the foundation of Australia's major cities. Despite being forced labor, these projects became the backbone of a rapidly expanding colony. Today, Australians have begun to recognize the convict era as an integral part of their heritage. Many take pride in convict ancestry, seeing it as a symbol of resilience, tenacity, and survival against the odds. For a long time, the convict past was stigmatized, but recent generations have come to embrace it as part of what makes Australia unique. Thank you for joining us to learn about the lives of convicts in early Australia. In the next episode, we'll explore the frontier conflicts between settlers and Indigenous Australians, a time marked by tension, resistance, and profound change. Stay tuned.